Welcome back. In this video we are going to look at how we can go about dividing fractions. In order to divide a fraction, we need to be able to create the reciprocal of the dividing fraction, or the divisor. And we can see here that the reciprocal of a number is the number that when multiplied to the original number gives us the product of 1. And so what that means is, if we look at this example here, the number 2, the reciprocal of the number 2 is 1/2. And we can tell that because when we take the original number 2 and we multiply it by the reciprocal, we end up with a product of 1. And similarly with the fraction 3/5, the reciprocal would be 5/3. And we can see that when we multiply 3/5 times its reciprocal 5/3, we end up with a product of 1. And so what we see when we have a fraction and we want to create its reciprocal, we can see that the original fraction 3/5 and its reciprocal 5/3 is kind of just the original fraction has been flipped, and we see that what was on the bottom is now on top, and what was on the top is now on the bottom. Whereas 5 was the denominator, in the reciprocal it's the numerator. And 3 was the numerator, and in its reciprocal it's the denominator. And we can use this understanding to help us divide fractions. So let's take a look at an example. In our example today we have 7/3 divided by -2 1/8. And so what I'm going to do, because I have a mixed number, I'm going to start by converting the mixed number to an improper fraction, and then I'm going to do the process of dividing. And I refer to that as copy, switch, and flip. And what that means is I'm going to copy the dividend, which is the first fraction. I'm going to switch from division to multiplication, and then I'm going to create the reciprocal of the divisor, the second fraction, by flipping the numerator and the denominator like we just saw. And then I can multiply the two fractions together in order to get our new answer. So let's begin by looking at how we can convert the mixed number to an improper fraction. I have a video for that, and I'll link to that in the description below. So our mixed number is -2 1/8. And in order to convert that, I'm going to take my denominator, 8. I'm going to multiply that by my whole number, 2, and I'm going to add my numerator, 1, and the denominator will stay the same. So 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17, and the denominator stays the same. And because we were talking about -2 1/8, we're going to keep it being negative, so -2 1/8 is equal to -17/8. And now I can use this improper fraction in order to do and to help with my division. So we have 7/3 divided by -17/8. And now I'm going to do this second part. I'm going to copy, switch, and flip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the first fraction, the 7/3. So I'm going to copy the first one. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch from division to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip the divisor, or the second fraction. So what was on the bottom is now on top, and what was on the top is now on the bottom. And now we can go about multiplying these two fractions together, and I have a video for that which I'll link to in the description as well. And so we can see that that is 7 times 8 over 3 times -17. Sorry, I'm forgetting my equal signs. Equals 7 times 8 is equal to 56. Let's see if we can scroll up here. And 3 times 17 would be 51, and it's a negative. Okay, now we can simplify this, and I have a video that explains how to do that as well, and that will be linked to in the description. So we can see here that 51 will go into 56 one time, and that would leave 56 minus 51 is 5. 5, and the denominator would stay the same. And again, this was negative. So we can see here that 7/3 divided by 2 1/8 is actually going to be equal to -1 5/51, which is kind of hard to say, but hopefully this video has been helpful. And all we see is that in order to divide two fractions, what we need to be able to do is to create the reciprocal of the dividing fraction, and then we can multiply. I hope that is helpful, and we'll see you next time.